Hello again everybody, welcome back to Car Fix. Today we're going to be fixing a Furby. This has no power. My daughter got it back out after not using it for a couple of years. She has been using it fine. It's been working perfectly well. I've put new batteries in it and it's dead. I assume she's been ragging it about, throwing it, dropping it, and she's snapped, pulled a wire out, something on the inside. So I'm going to whip it open, see if we can see what the problem is, and hopefully it'll be a nice easy fix and we'll be back in Furby land shortly. So I have actually been in one of these before because my daughter used to have one previously and she also broke that one before I started this channel. I'm hoping it's a similar problem, just a broken cable on the inside. And to get these open, it's very simple. You take the battery compartment off. As you see, there's batteries in there. These are good batteries, they're brand new. And there's no power, so we'll just whip the batteries out. And to actually get inside the Furby, all you have to do is undo these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Phillips screws around the top there. Easily done, quick little job. I'll undo them and fast forward through me unscrewing 8 screws, you don't need to see that. So you go, all the screws are undone and the ring just lifts off. Then you can peel back the fur in the Furby. And I'm hoping to see straight away some kind of broken wire from the battery terminal. So let's have a look down here. You just got to peel all the fur back. Can be a little bit tricky to actually get in there without. And there you go, straight away, look, you can see it. You see that? The wire is broken. Where does it go to? There. Can you see? There's a little port there, a little clip, and obviously the cable is snapped off. So we're going to have to fix that wire back into there. It's a little connector looking at it. Can you see that? And it's obviously been snapped around the edge as well, which is not great news. Hopefully that's in focus. I can't see the screen of my camera, but you get it, there's a little connector there that's, and if I pull it apart, there you go, there's the tiny connector. You can see the wires come away in it. So I'm not going to be able to reuse that. So I think what I'm going to have to do is probably strip this wire and strip this wire and then either tape or solder them together. I'll probably solder them because I've got an iron, but you could tape them back together if that's what you'd rather do. So I guess that's what we'll get on with now. So I do have some wire strippers and cutters, but they might be a bit big for this. So we'll have to see if we can get in there. Let's have a look. So it'll be fine for this one. We can just strip this one down easily enough. It is awkward with this attached to it there, but there you can see strip fine. And this one's going to be probably tougher because I'm actually going to cut this connector off. Probably be easy if I just use some scissors for that, but I haven't got any handy as I nearly knocked the camera over again. I'm going to cut this connector off. There we go, there goes the connector. And we'll strip this wire as well if I can. If I can get my strippers in there. Sorry if you can't get a good angle, but this cable doesn't have any more reach in it. Where's my tweezers? See if I can just get it in there. No, I'm going to have to strip this manually, I think. Off with a soldering iron, I guess. Maybe use my teeth. Let's go for the teeth. You probably can't see it, but it seems to be working a treat. There you go. And teeth have done the job. So both ends of the wires are stripped now. So I am just going to solder them together. Without hopefully burning half the Furby's fur off. My soldering skills are not great. If you've watched any of the rest of my videos, I'm a beginner at this kind of soldering. Well, any kind of soldering. Just going to try and tin up the actual wires. Probably make it easier to get them together. Some heat actual soldering iron to melt the freaking solder. Yeah, there we go. These wires are very fine. Right, I'm going to try and twist them together a bit, which is probably what I should have done in this first place, but I was trying to be a bit clever. So they're twisted a bit now, so hopefully we can get a decent amount of solder on them. Hopefully that's still in shot, is it? Yeah. Right, there we go, that's plenty of solder on there now. I should have twisted them to start with. As you can see, I should have just twisted them. It'd have been so much easier to start with. I'm going to wrap that in a little bit of electrician's tape. So I ain't got any shrink wrapping or anything. And hopefully that will be the Furby working. I'm going to put it back together. I'll come back to you when it's all reassembled. So I am back, everyone, but it doesn't work. But I have found that this wire here seems to also be pinched. It's very difficult to tell whether the wire is still connected or not. I think there should be, yeah, I don't know, look at that. So I think I might have to do a quick repair on this one as well. Yeah, look. Actually, I just pulled it there. I mean, it is joined, as you can see. It's clinging on for dear life there, but what do you think? There's definitely some broken wire in there, but then there does seem to be a decent bit of wire between them. Obviously that's coming from the battery for the actual power, so I think I'm going to have a quick look at this off camera and I'll come back to you if I find anything. Right, so I am back and I've stripped both of them cables down. As you can see there, it's going to be extremely hard to get in there to solder that or get them back together. I might have to try extending that cable, but what I have done is just knit them two cables together with my fingers, then looked at the eyes, and it does come back to life. So I think that is the main problem, and the problem that I'm going to have to try and resolve now. I'm going to try extending that really short one with another bit of wire if I can, so I can get them together, because to bend that one round and to get it into there is very difficult. So that is going to be my next job. So I've got this piece of wire here. It's just out of a USB cable, which I'm going to connect just to extend that cable if I can, and then I can connect them both back up and hopefully it will then be working. So let's try this. I might fast forward through it if it's real fiddly, but all I'm going to do is try and solder that to the end of the short cable. It might be harder than it looks. It's right under there, very hard to get to. Right, so I don't know how much of that you could see, probably not a lot, because I am terrible at keeping things in shot. So I do apologise, but I have got that onto there just about. So now I need to just solder these two up. Like I say, it was very hard to do that under there. Really, there is no room at all. Like I say, this is the second one of these Furbies I've had where this has happened, where the movement and that, it nips the wires and cuts them. And obviously, the kids playing with them, they drop them and whatnot. And the wires are extremely flimsy, like they're so thin. I mean, I think I'll be lucky if this actually works, to be quite honest. That's plenty on there. Probably do with touching that up. I do apologise if you couldn't see any of that. I'm sure it'd be a bit of a struggle, and I think it's just off camera, but it's really difficult. To get right in there with the cable, but that is all now soldered up. So let's see if we put some batteries in, see if we have any life. This video's gone way longer than I thought, because I thought it was just that one fairly easy one to get to that needed sorting out, but it turns out there was actually two. And there we are, he's back. Yes, he's back. Get in. I know I've made a mess of the video and I've probably missed a lot out of it, but that's... It's not hard soldering that, it's the position of it. Right up in there, look how short the cable is that you've got to get to. And it's so hard to get a soldering iron in there. You can't use a clamp, it's difficult to use pliers. But now I'm going to button him back up and you can see him back working fully together. I'll skip this part again. Right, so here we go. Let's put the batteries back in. And yeah, this video might be a bit long just for soldering a couple of wires, but I'll try and do the wrapping up bit now as well. Like I say, it's not that this was a difficult fix, and I suspected that's what would be wrong. However, the wires are in a very awkward place to get and to solder to, or even just to wrap some tape round. You need to be able to get something in there. There's such tiny thin wires. This is an easy fix, and if anyone's Furby does die, I should say you should attempt to fix it. However, it's a very fiddly job. It might not be S&D soldering, it might not be a tiny board on a phone or a console, but it's fiddly but very simple. And anyway, this video's gone on long enough. You can see him working perfectly fine now. Just one note is, the first wire that I fixed I actually think is the Bluetooth antenna to pick it up to a phone or a tablet, because I followed that wire to the other end when it wasn't working, and there is no other end to that wire. So that was an antenna. It was the power wire that was actually split, which was stopping the Furby from working. And as you can see now, he's happy as Larry once again. So if you enjoyed the fix again on Carl Fix, hit the like, favourite and subscribe, and peace out.